Hello, lovely. I'm really excited to share a testimony with you from someone who thought it was important for us to know how our ministry has impacted her. And so, without further ado, let's get into a message from our friend Kim. It has been over 2 years since I was guided back to Grace and her YouTube channel, and it took me close to a year or so to even reach out as far as I can remember. Time and memories can be fickle and funny at the same time. I had no idea where this journey would lead me and how Grace was there when I needed someone to just listen because, as we all know, it can be very lonely, a very lonely journey as we shed everything, and in many cases, everyone that we knew to become the person we are meant to be. Not even realizing that there was a divine plan in place and nothing is wasted and everything matters. Those people that were eclipsed out of our life wanted to make sure that we never saw the true potential of what we were to become, or worse yet, what was even possible for us to dream for ourselves. Because if we dreamed or even saw anything outside of them, it was a threat to the power that they believed that they had over us, which was a lie that they believed because it allowed the lie to perpetuate. But was it a lie really? Or was it part of the orchestration of our great awakening, of our grand adventure of discovering who we truly are? Let's put aside for a moment the person who hit me like a ton of bricks to make me think inside, what was that? Because in truth, when I met that person, I thought I was in a pretty darn good place. And this just threw me off that course. And it took me a better part of 20 years to get to a place where I know me more than I ever have in the 56 years I've been alive. I've had experiences over the course of 18 years that had many lessons that I agreed to learn. But I was also a teacher for many of those same people. Whether they learned their lessons that I agreed to teach them or not is none of my business because I came to expand, heal, and grow because that is who I am. I was not ready to connect with Grace before when I'd come across her channel in 2018 because there were things I had to complete. You could actually akin the finding her in 2018 to a sign for a hotel or a place to eat some very good, yummy food with X amount of miles before you can stop. It was not until October 9th, 2023, when I came across her channel again, that I had healed enough, released enough, and allowed a space on my plate for Grace to have a space for that big, beautiful energy to unfold. And I had no clue what that even looked like or how it would make such a huge impact on my unfoldment as a divine feminine. Grace listened as I just unpacked so much, and so many of the 55-minute calls seemed to be over in 10 minutes. I am a writer, and I have been documenting a lot of my journey for most of the 20 years. However, if anyone else has the wound of persecution, if anyone found out truths, I got rid of so much of it out of fear. I have to say, the only things I have left are dream journals from 2021 and on, and yearly calendars from the same years. I am glad that I kept them because I watched the New Wave Prophecy, the Twin Flame series, and along with the astrology series, so many dots have been connected, and I am just blown away with how the tapestry has been laid out. But where I got the most surprising answers that I've searched for over 15 years, it came this summer. First with the Sacred Partners assessment, the light, flow, sound, or shadow video, and the Sacred Gifts assessment, the Sacred 18 video. I cannot say thank you enough for these blessings of understanding. Now, I have to say this right now because this journey was not without things that would make people just say, no, period. This journey of spiritual awakening is not for the faint of heart. And you add the twin flame journey to that and the pruning process that occurs in the spiritual warfare and all of the nuances that no one warns you about, and the many disappointments that I felt for years deep within my soul because there was knowledge that I was seeking that was not out there. And I was looking for a needle or two that were buried under so many haystacks. It took a couple of calls and a few aha moments, and then Grace said a couple of things, and boom, it was clear. She saw me. She understood, and she shared some words that I have been searching for in the mainstream spiritualists that they did not have access to. Our journeys are unique to the blueprint that we carry deep within our soul. And while no one truly knows all things about the twin flame path we are on with our counterpart, because the combinations of lessons and everything that we signed up for are as unlimited as everything that the divine touches. There is no right or wrong, and nothing is for naught. Grace's channel has been the hotel for me to rest my weary soul. And our conversations have been soul food that have nourished me and fed me exactly what I needed and was searching for, so long for. And our conversations have shown me that I have been learning how to fish for myself every day of my life. Quote, the feed a man he eats for a day, teach a man he eats for life. Unquote. I see now that I am enough. And I'm not too much, as I was always told all of my life or even felt. I was always enough and was never too much. She saw my heart and wanted to encourage me to keep on being the true me, in spite of those who wanted to destroy me out of the illusions and how I triggered and threatened others to look at their own stuff. These people thought it would go unnoticed, that they could keep on projecting onto me, or even better yet, attack me in the spirit and be the boogeyman for the rest of my life. Jealousy and envy turned to vengeance and hate that, in their narrow, immature way of thinking, justified spiritual hate crimes that they thought would never be found out, let alone brought to a screeching halt, causing these people to run into a brick wall that I built with the bricks that they threw at me and hid their hands. That turned into a hard no. There comes a point where one says enough. And it was also the assurance and confirmation I was given through conversations with Grace when there were so many illusions by others who did not want me to become me, to think bigger and speak up, because I had something to say when I was silenced for over 50 years, pushed aside, talked over, ignored, and just tossed away like I was trash. I did not take the path I took to be small. I am not small. I am God's daughter. And I have been in love with God's Son, who is my person that changed my life forever, I might add, whose essence has been placed in my heart since before I was born. And because of that promise, the gratitude I have from deep within is beyond what can be measured in words. The twin flame journey is just one facet of my journey. I have been blessed to connect with another divine feminine who gets it and allows me to talk and allows me to express things that I was not able to or even felt safe to discuss with anyone. This is just a glimpse into my path. We all have a testimony, and it is in sharing that story that helps us to connect. And at this time in the history of humans, when phones became more important than talking to a person, so many portray a life on social media that is not who they truly are. When a person tells you, I see you, and I want to encourage you to fly no matter what, no social media site can give you the encouragement you need to fly up high above the ground and feel the grace of God under your wings. I'm just saying. I love you, Grace, and I ask that God blesses you in every way that allows you to fly and to be a part of all that is God's divine grace. See what I did there? And that is our testimony from Kim. I think that for me to know that there was something that I created even beyond the readings that I do and the things that I share in terms of like the coaching and all that, but to know that the New Wave Prophecy, I remember like what I try to tell people all the time. If you listen, especially to the astrology series, you can track your lifetime. And if you believe in lifetimes, you can track those too. There is so much that you can learn there. And it's just really interesting to see that. But I remember it was like towards the end of when we were really working together, when she found the sacred partner archetypes and the sacred gifts, it was like there was these questions that she had been maybe asking, but in some cases, like it was like we couldn't pinpoint. There was something there, and to see it all come together. I mean, there are certain things that happen when I'm working with people on this journey that, I mean, you can't even begin to explain it, right? I couldn't sit here and tell you everything that I know about Kim. It would take me hours and hours and hours to just, I think it would take him hours and hours and hours, you know what I mean, to try to explain it all for you to get it. But you get that in your own life, right? Those things where it's like, I can't even begin to explain this to you, but oh my goodness. And every so often, maybe we have a friend or a family member who cares enough about us where they get to kind of be a part of it so they see it. Oh, that's so validating. I don't know. I think this is one of those amazing people that, to be a part of helping her find clarity, like, really blew me away this year, and it was a blessing. So I'm just really grateful that she blessed us with her writing. I know I butchered a little bit of what she shared, so forgive me, but I really hope that if you have found any solace, any peace, any clarity yourself, guidance, anything, that you would share it with me, because it means a lot. And if you are looking for that clarity, especially on the twin flame journey, just know it's there. It does exist. There are ways to access it. I am one that believes in going into the 4D essentially, and I have mastered that. There may be other ways, but I can show you my way. I can access things. I can do my best to help, but I just don't want you to think that you need anybody else, or that you need someone to hold your hand the whole way through. Like, there are so many amazing ways that divine can come in and show you exactly what you need at the exact right moment. And sometimes when we're looking for one specific answer, which is like, when is my person coming back? No other answer matters. And then those answers that we get, they start to feel irrelevant. They start to feel pointless. Like, why would I even care about that? But then we start to have all these questions unanswered. And I just want you to remember that there is so much more to the question of when is my person coming back. And there's so many other questions you can answer that can actually show you that. So don't be discouraged, and know that there is a way out of the chaos, the struggle, love, the toxicity, all that stuff, whether that's from your own life, from trauma like I had, whether that's from starting this journey, a little bit of both. Trust that there is a way out, that there is a path up, there is a way to rise and to fly. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.